Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Call the meeting to order at 6 o'clock. Can I get a roll call, please?
Michael Cashman.
Present.
Thomas Wood.
Here.
Meg LeFave.
Here.
Charles Costick.
Here.
James Coffey.
Here.
Rick Collins.
And Barb has a family thing that is developed, and she will not be here this evening. So, Resolution 119, approve the minutes of the previous meeting.
Resolved that the minutes of March 1st and March 15, 2018 be approved and the reading of the minutes be dispensed with.
Is there any motion? Costick, LaFave. Any discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
It does carry. At this point, is there anything for public comment? No?
I'm here for Verizon just in case.
Oh, okay. Just,
One of those just in case moments.
not a problem. Okay, do you have anything, Debbie?
No.
Okay. We're going to go right into Resolution 120, the abstract, 4B-18.
Resolved that the abstract of auditor claims number 4B-18, 643 to 790 for $328,109.22. An abstract 4B-18A, 139 to 158 prepays in the amount of $780,618.43 be received as reviewed by the audit committee, and the supervisors hereby authorized to pay said abstract.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Wood. Is there a second?
Second.
Caustic. Any discussion?
Just, there was a slight discrepancy in the numbers. Is that going to be followed up with by Cashman or?
Yeah, it already got followed up on
Okay.
that individual.
All right.
Yep. Thank you. Anything else? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Carries. Resolution 121, monthly department reports.
Resolved to receive and place on file the monthly department head reports, building and grounds, highway superintendent, park and recs, water and wastewater, codes and zoning, planning, let's say April, supervisors' financial reports, March, and town clerk is March.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Luffy, is there a second?
Second.
Caustic, thank you. Any discussion?
Yeah, the planning, I believe that's a March report because it was from 3/1 to 3/31. So to me, that's March. And some of them come in April 11th. I'm not sure if that's a March or April, but I just want to clarify in that particular one.
Okay. Anything else? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Resolution carries. Resolution 122, bank account closing.
Whereas the bank account listed below are no longer needed due to the completion of the CDBG grant and revamping process to accept recreational credit card payments. Therefore be resolved that the town board of town of Plattsburgh authorizes the supervisor to close the following accounts in Glens Falls National Bank, as so noted. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager.
Is there a motion?
Mhm.
Wood, is there a
Second.
second? LaFave, any discussion?
You must be relieved to have one of these closed.
Yes, I'm very happy to have the CDBG done with. I was pleased that we were able to support some local businesses, but I personally will not be seeking to do a CDBG grant anytime in the near future. But I want to thank Patrick and also Deborah for a lot of their efforts in assisting with that. As we said before, this was one of those things where previously we had the bookkeeper's position, and I made the determination that I didn't see the need to fulfill it. And I think that was still the right decision, but still glad to see that this part of it is done. So, anyways, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 passes. All right. Resolution 123, 2018 budget amendment.
Whereas the town may need to amend the 2018 budget to reflect changes in revenue and expenditures during the year. Therefore, it be resolved, the budget amendments will offset existing fund balances and additional revenues before it be it. Therefore, it be resolved that the town board, town of Plattsburgh, authorizes the following budget amendment, as so noted, and that the grant from the Clinton County Health Department for zero gravity savings, or swings, for zero gravity swings and donation from Stewart's disc golf camp. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the highway superintendent, wastewater director, and the finance manager.
I'm also going to add recreation director on here as well, if there's no objections before I accept the motion. Seeing no objection, can I get a motion?
Someone.
Caustic. Is there a second?
Second.
Wood, any discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
So does carry. Resolution 124, purchase of the 2003 Freightliner cabin chassis for the highway department.
Whereas the town of Plattsburgh Highway Superintendent has requested approval for the purchase of a 2003 Freightliner cabin chassis to replace the 1987 International by the town of Plattsburgh Highway Department. Whereas the town of Plattsburgh Highway Department obtained quotes and stated that Charlie Boys is the best quote for replacement. Now therefore be resolved, the town board, town of Plattsburgh, does hereby approve and authorize the highway superintendent to proceed with the purchase of the cabin chassis in the amount not to exceed $12,000. And be it resolved that payment be made payable from the 2018 highway department budget, as so noted, and that a copy of this resolution be given to the highway superintendent and the finance manager.
To be given to the, yeah, it should be just highway superintendent. Yep. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Wood, is there a second?
Second.
LaFave, any discussion?
Just that the frame wouldn't have passed inspection, they had to change it, and that the other two bids were about 19,000 each, so.
I was asking, this is a little bit.
This is a little bit.
Okay.
The other thing that it's loosely related, I just need to bring it up, they're also going through their excess equipment again, and there's hope that, a nice pot of money can come in to help offset some of the costs of this too, so, which is good. All right, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
So does carry. Resolution 125, request to purchase financial and water and sewer billing software.
Whereas the town's current financial and water and wastewater billing software was purchased in 2009 and has become outdated and inefficient. And whereas the town hired software consultant IT GRC Consulting, an audit division of the EFRP group, to assist in the software selection. And whereas the accounting department and water and sewer department, along with the IT GRC consultant, sought quotes through the request and proposal process, conducted interviews on all 4 software vendors that submitted proposals, rated each software, performance follow-up, reviews of the software. Therefore, be resolved that the town board does approve the purchase of the software provided by Tyler Technologies in the amount of $126,000 as recommended by the accounting and water and wastewater department. And to be further resolved, the town board, upon its approval by the town attorney, does hereby authorize the supervisor to enter into an agreement on behalf of the town of Plattsburgh and Tyler Technologies Services as so attached. And it be further resolved that payment be made payable from the accounts 2018 general fund budget for $30,000 and 2018 water and sewer administration budget account in the amount of $96,000. That copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager, director of water and wastewater, Scott Stoddard.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
LaFave, is there a second?
Second.
Bostic, any discussion?
Is this just for the purchase and not the contract for 5 years, or is this complete the whole 5 years?
This is for that contractual service, so it should be in that spending. One of the things that I would like to say about this in particular is Scott, Valerie, Patrick have done an immense amount of work through this process. And as you remember, this has been a long time coming, and I'm really, really pleased that we're able to see this moving forward. You know, there's some things in government that some people get excited about. Well, this is certainly one of them.
And I met with Scott on Monday, and he's very, very excited. Ran down through the details. It's really a leap
There's
in the right direction.
There's a number of features that will place this part of our government in the 21st century. It's hard to believe, but
I'll be happy if they reconcile the accounts between the tax receiver and the water and sewer. So if we don't have any problems with it in the future with our audits, et cetera.
So it's like I said. All right, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
So carried. Resolution 126, acceptance of the employee uniform agreement from Uni First Corporation.
Whereas the contract for supply and maintenance work for uniforms utilized by the town of Plattsburgh Highway Department, Building and Grounds, Water and Wastewater employees is soon to expire. The procedure of purchase of commodities, equipment, and good contract values require the town to solicit bids for services. Whereas bids were reviewed and discussed by the town board, and therefore it is resolved that the town board, town of Plattsburgh, does hereby authorize the supervisor to award UniFirst Corporation of 15 Industrial Road Park, Teesville, New York, to contract and provide uniforms for the town of Plattsburgh employees. It is further resolved that after review from the town attorney, the supervisor be authorized to sign any and all related documents relative to this award of said bid.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
All in favor? Is there a second?
Second.
Caustic. Any discussion?
The only thing, how many bids did we get on this? Do you remember, was this that?
There was a couple. I think there was 2 or 3.
This was a little better?
Yes, it was a little better.
Okay.
Not by much.
Well,
Yes, not by much. So, all right.
a little better, it's a little better.
A little better, yeah. All right. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Carries. All right. Resolution 127, New York RSA Cellular DBA Verizon Wireless Seeker for project on 7 Northern Ave.
Whereas the town board, the town of Plattsburgh, has received an application from Mr. David Brennan, Esquire, of Young Summer LLC, on behalf of New York RSA Cellular Verizon Wireless herein for a special use permit to construct and operate a communication facility which will consist of the following general components. 1, 2-panel antenna module mounted on the outside of the steeple at an existing 73-foot tall building at an antenna centerline height of 39.3 feet above the ground, and installation of electric and telecommunication equipment at grade immediately adjacent to the rear of the building wall. On the proposed 5x75 platform, as shown on the plans prepared by Taconic Engineering Surveying Consultants, PC, dated January 9, 2019, and reviewed by the Town of Plattsburgh Planning Department on March 27, 2018. And whereas the town board has referred the request with the supporting document pursuant to local town law number 3 of the year 2003 for the town telecommunications consultant, Coleman Telecommunications Solutions Incorporated, for review and recommendations. And whereas the town board held a public hearing on April 12, 2018, and have input concerning the project in part of Part 617 of the Environmental Conservation Law, State Environmental Quality Review Act, Section 8-0113, provides that the review of any action to determine the effect of said action on the environment along with the relative administrative procedures and implementation authorizing the approval of said act. And whereas as Part 617 Environmental Conservation Law provides that the agency involved to review any and all actions proposed to determine the effect of said action on the environment. Whereas the determination of the effect of said action on the environment will be necessary to determine whether the draft environmental impact is required. And whereas the town board is considered an environmental agency in accordance with the New York State laws for the purpose of affecting the project on the environment with or without said effect and significant enough to warrant the preparation of a draft environmental impact statement. And whereas the town board has determined the project is an unlisted action in accordance with the environmental review procedures and coordinated review will not be done. Whereas the applicant has provided the town with a site plan map and materials to complete the seeker environmental assessment form, Part 1, and the EAF, Part 2, Part 3, documentation is significant, has been prepared by the town planning department. Now therefore be resolved, the town board hereby receive and place on file the applicant maps and plans prepared by Taconic Engineering Surveying Consultants, PC, and complete EAF Part 1 and other related materials submitted by Mr. David Brennan Esquire on behalf of Verizon Wireless, and the EAF Part 2 and Part 3 completed by the Town of Plattsburgh Planning Department. And it be further resolved that the Town Board, Town of Plattsburgh, after review of said plans by Taconic Engineering Surveying Consultants, PC, revised date January 9th, 2018, reviewed by the Town of Plattsburgh Planning Department on April 17th, 2018, all previously received application maps, plans, affected EAF, and other related materials submitted by Mr. David C. Brennan, Esquire of Young and Summers LLC, on behalf of Verizon Wireless, does hereby determine that project will not have a significant effect on the environment, and therefore the prepared of the DEIS is not required. And to be further resolved that the town board, Town of Plattsburgh, does hereby authorize and direct the supervisor of the Town of Plattsburgh to have prepared and executed a notice of no significant environmental impact, negative declaration for this project. And to be further resolved that the notice of no significant environmental impact, negative declaration, shall be determined to those involved agencies and the government units as required by the environmental convention and local law of the Town of Plattsburgh, and it shall be related material shall be maintained and filed in the town hall offices of the town board for the availability for the project people to inspect.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Wood, is there a second?
Second.
Will favor. Any questions, discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Passes. First part of that's done, was the seeker. All right, we're gonna go to Resolution 128, Engineering Services Agreement Addendum 2018-01 Water Grant Engineering Report.
Whereas the Town of Plattsburgh Water and Wastewater went out to bid and awarded the Engineering Services Agreement Resolution 17-105. And whereas the capital plan process has identified several water improvement projects which may be eligible for funding under the State Water Grant Program, in which the engineering report is required for the application. And whereas the town board does hereby authorize the supervisor to execute an amendment to engineering services agreement, and it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager and water and wastewater director.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Caustic, is there a second?
Second.
Will favor. Is there any discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
So does carry. That give you a little bit of a rest, Rick? We spread it out so that the two most longest ones wouldn't be like right on top of each other, or try to at least. All right, Resolution 129, special use compliance for New York RSA 2 DBA, Verizon Wireless Project at 7 Northern Ave.
Whereas the New York RSA 2 DBA Verizon Wireless has requested a wireless telecommunication facility consisting of the following general components. One, a 2-panel antenna mounted on the outside of the steeple at existing 73-foot tall building at an antenna centerline height of 39.3 feet above the ground. Level and installation of electronic telecommunications equipment at grade immediately adjacent to the rear wall of the building on a proposed 5x7.5 platform as shown in the plans prepared by Taconic Engineering and Surveying Consultants, PC, dated January 9, 2018. Whereas the New York RSA Wireless, DBA Verizon Wireless, has complied with the telecommunications tower law of the town of Plattsburgh. Now therefore be resolved that the town board, town of Plattsburgh, does hereby approve and authorize a special authorization permit to New York State, New York RSA 2, DBA Verizon Wireless, at the location subject to the following conditions. One, the requirement of a $25,000 performance bond security and the insurance certificate to be placed with the town prior to the issuance of a building permit and the start of the construction. Two, there be a final approval, acceptance by the conditions of the town attorney, and be further resolved that this resolution shall take effect upon the aforementioned said conditions being satisfied.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Costick, Wood, any discussion?
I guess that's a bond, have we received that, or we're waiting on that, or?
I believe we're waiting on it.
Okay.
So. Any other discussion? Seeing none? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
So does carry. At this point, I would entertain a motion to go into executive session to discuss the pending current litigation with the city of Plattsburgh. You know, this is probably going to be a weekly basis.
It's kind of like a recurring theme.
I know. I'd also like to be in executive session to talk about the work history of several employees as well. Is there a motion to that effect?
So moved.
LaFave. Is there a second?
Second.
Bostic.
Before we vote, just, you said it was going to be entertained?
Well, I don't know if it's entertaining.
It's entertaining.
Yeah. Okay. Ricky, can you give me a roll call, please?
Sure. Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Peg LaFave,
Yes.
Charles Costick.
Yes.
Mike Pasch.
Yes, we will enter into executive session at 6:23 p.m.